What's up, guys? It is Sam here, and if this is your first time here, welcome. And if this is your second time here or more, thanks for coming back. This actually comes from a question from Anzor on Instagram. By the way, the link is in the description if you want to jump over to Instagram and say what's up. Or I will get back to you. It might take a little bit of time, but I will get back to you. He was asking about vacuum poses, both how to do them and why I do them. Well, there's a couple reasons why I do them, and then at the end I'll get into exactly how to do them. So why I do them, first of all, I think it's a tremendously underutilized exercise for core stability overall, and performing that is able to basically it's a transverse abdominis. So you have your abdominals, you have your obliques, you have your major minor. Underneath everything, you have your transverse abdominis, which is kind of like a corset for your stomach. So this being your back and this being your midsection right here, right? So sucking that in towards your spine. And that is able to tighten up the waist. So think about if you were to constantly work out your arms, right? Over time, your arms would build a different look to them, right? Or your legs, or that kind of thing. So we're not trying to build size from the standpoint of hypertrophy, but being able to control one's waist is a valuable thing to do just from a stability standpoint, both while you're doing an exercise, but if you have a YouTube channel, or if you do take a lot of pictures for the internet or just in general, it's fucking hot as balls in here. Fuck. That is it helps with the appearance from. So one of the things that why I was like, I really need to add this in was first because it's a tremendously underutilized exercise for the midsection. Second was, and you're not going to see it from an artificial standpoint of like your abs are standing out more, or the superficial, you know what I mean, a level of like surface, but you will in terms of the shape of your waist. So if you want more of a V taper, there's a couple things you can do, right? There's three basic things. You can make your shoulders bigger, right? So you can make your shoulders bigger. That's one way to have a bigger taper. You can make your waist smaller, right? By the transverse abdominis is going to help with that. I mean, like if you're in like 15 to 18 to 20% or plus body fat range, it's probably a useful thing to start learning how to do, but at that time, from an ROI standpoint, return on your investment, an ROI standpoint would be far more valuable, in my opinion, if somebody's trying to have a more aesthetic physique or just a healthier looking physique, however they define that, however you define that, would be to focus that time on the diet and the activity level. Because the transverse abdominis is not going to really get you that look you want. It's that little extra step that you can do. I do think it's super valuable, but it's more like when you get to the point you're like splitting hairs, in terms of it's not necessarily something that somebody in a and I'm not trying to say this is a bad thing, but it's not necessarily something that's super important, in my opinion, from a beginner standpoint, if there's a tremendous amount of fat to be lost. But I do think it's at least a great thing to help build your mind-body connection, because sometimes people find it very challenging to do. Speaking of doing that, how I like to do it is I'll breathe out. By the way, it's fucking hot as shit, so I'm sweaty as fuck. I don't have any air conditioning in this room. And I shut the windows because it's loud outside. But I breathe out all my air and then suck in. So what you can think of is you breathe it all out. You can even bend forwards a little bit, right? So you bend forwards a little bit, and I'll show you a demonstration in a second. Right? You let all your air out of your lungs. And you're bent over. I find it easiest when I'm bent over sometimes when I was first starting out. And then when you're there, you think about taking your belly button and sucking that in, towards your spine. When you were younger, I don't know if you did this or not, but like you'd suck in your stomach so far that you could stick your fingers underneath your ribs. or maybe I'm just fucking weird. But there's probably some people who did that. So I'm just gonna show you like a little demonstration. As you can see how fucking sweaty I am, right? So you're probably missing my head in the shot, but I'm gonna breathe everything out. And so you're basically gonna be holding it when you're doing that. And how I'll do it is mainly, now that I do a lot of those posing things, I'll just do it during then, or sometimes in the bathroom, first thing in the morning or late at night, I'll just do a few of them and just hold it for a couple seconds. So to do that again, right? Like I'm gonna breathe it all out, I'm bent over slightly, and then when I do that, I'm gonna suck in my midsection as far as I can. And the reason I go like this, touching, is because I'm trying to consciously think about that specific area where my hand is to suck that area in even further to get more of a mind-body connection. So let's do it again. Try it out. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys found this video interesting or helpful, or if you know somebody else who could help with this, I probably wouldn't recommend, or you should check with a doctor if you have a hernia, but it can also help with your actual lower back pain by strengthening everything up in there. Anyways, if you guys like this video, make sure you press that subscribe button, and I've got lots more content coming soon, so make sure to subscribe and press that little bell notification. If you have a question you'd like to get answered in a video form, reach out to me on Instagram. Link is in the description, or leave it down below in the comments. I do go through the comments. Peace.